In this class, I'll be showing you how to determine the effect of a decrease in demand on equilibrium. Like I said, whenever you're analyzing one side, for example, demand side, you assume the supply side remain unchanged. That is the essence of ceteris paribus. All of that is being equal. It is only the demand that you are told that it has changed that you are going to focus on. So let's have our equilibrium first before we can show the effect. Here we have the price. We have the quantity here. Here we have the demand curve, we have the supply curve, this is the origin, and this is the initial equilibrium. Let me call it P1, and this P1, this is Q1. This is the equilibrium. Now, we want to show the effect. We have the equilibrium already. What? So two components are expected to change here, the price and the quantity. Okay, now let's say that there's a decrease in demand. Okay, a decrease in demand means a leftward shift in demand curve. That is, the demand curve has shifted from one position to the left. So, okay, this is my left hand side. Okay, so if I call this, it's only demand curve that I want to change. So if I call this D1, okay, and I want to show a decrease in demand, right? We now have the demand curve shifting from this position to another position to the left here. We now have a new, let's say we now have a new demand curve here. So let me call that D2, D2. Okay, you can see as of a decrease in demand, we now have a new equilibrium here because we have a point where the supply curve now intersects the new demand curve here. So in other words, we can call this P2 and we call this PQ2. Okay, don't get confused about P1 that is supposed to be P1, P2. No, these are not numbers. Okay, they are just identifiers to identify a point. Okay, so this is not like 2, 1. No, it's P2, P1. So you cannot say P1 is greater than P2, P2 is greater than 1. So depending on the position on the diagram. Likewise, this, don't get confused about that. Okay, now we can see this is the original equilibrium, but this is the new equilibrium. You can see because of a decrease in demand, the price has reduced from P1 to P2, and the quantity has also reduced from Q1 to Q2. So in other words, when there's a decrease in demand while the supply remains unchanged, okay, so that is going to create excess supply in the market. Okay, because of the excess supply in the market, because the people has reduced the quantity of goods they buy in the market. Okay, therefore we have goods that are not sold in the market that are left unsold in the market. So because of that, seller may not want to go home with these goods, so they might be forced to drop the price. So the price will fall, and because of that, because of the price has fallen, and because the source of the decrease is from the demand, so the quantity demanded will still fall. Okay, so in other words, in this way, when there is a decrease in demand, the effect will be that the equivalent price will fall. Okay, and also the equivalent quantity will also fall. You can see that is the effect. So don't forget to drop your comments, like the video, and also share the videos to benefit others. Thank you. See you in the next video.